Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2018. I'm at week 46 of the Gaming Decathlon competition. Things are going to be slightly different from normal in this episode. Just a quick note as to why. So I am moving at the end of this week into a new house, so I'm still packing, still getting ready for that. I'm also doing some work on setting up things for a business, and I'm also in the midst of the beginning of basketball tryouts right now going on. I'm a coach, and so all of that is happening all here at the same time. So Gaviria, Halverson, Buwani are all here, so this is definitely a sprinter stage. So I will be rushing through this first stage in Mallorca. So 4-stage race. This might be all I get in this episode because of the busy schedule that I'm on. I do not have the extra time to film for a couple hours and turn around and edit the video. So things are going to be a little bit shorter today, but I am seen as a free element. So Hugh Carthy actually given the role of team leader for this one. So that kind of sucks for me, even though I am wearing the number 11. But I will have to stick with it live throughout. It's going to save me a whole lot of time right now. So these next couple episodes are going to be done in a more traditional sense for the sake of time. So apologize about that here ahead of time. But the content should still be roughly equivalent to normal, just we won't get through as much in the same chunk of time. But with that, let's now focus in on what we're up to, and that's already the first sprint point here in stage number 1, this opening sprint stage. Let's see, even at a 75, I'm having trouble working my way up through the pack as speed is quite hot. There's already 5 riders off the front. They're closing in on a minute to the good, and they should be coming together here momentarily. See, this whole front group are on the attack, chasing these guys, not really letting them get away. Now we are starting to gain on them, so I have a feeling those 5 riders might be caught here momentarily.
The current pace is a bit too docile for some riders who are looking to create a breakaway. The pack is putting the squeeze on the breakaway. A couple of teams have set themselves up as pacemakers for the pack. They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
Alright, I think that's far enough to the front. It's time to relax a little bit, settle in. Those 5 riders have come together now. They have half a minute though. It really takes, I've noticed in this game, after they get a minute ahead, that's when the field lets up and lets a breakaway grow. But it looks like the chase continues here. They could be caught in a moment. And if I'm a free element, maybe I take a chance at going away. See, I'm fairly fresh at this point. Just 20 seconds now, and there we go. They are caught. This would be the time to take off. Let's give it one shot. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then I will very much stay in the peloton. We've got this little incline here, about 1.5%. This will help me get away a little bit. But you could see they aren't letting me go anywhere, as I'm already caught just like that. So I didn't even get away. That's how hard they chased. There goes the next rider off the front. This one they are letting go. They weren't interested in chasing him. You can see they're sitting up now. But we'll cruise through. I gave it one shot. I don't want to burn all my energy here, especially when I don't have any teammates shielding me, so I'd rather get to the end of the stage still in the peloton than
breakaway at the front.
risk that time loss.
Increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway. There's a rider trying to break away from the bunch.
And there's 4 riders off front. They're not going to be caught. Otherwise, I would go for the sprint point here. Alright, so I have fully recovered. Those 4 riders have been allowed to get away. One of those looks like they might not make it on their own there, as they are very much caught in no man's land between the front trio and the peloton. But with a quiet stage here, I'm just going to kind of hold position and stay put for a while. And we'll speed things on towards the end of the stage. As Joe Dombrowski just came up and delivered water bottles to the front here where my teammates are. We got Harada up here. We've got Hugh Carthy. And I think it's Sandor Army. So 2.5 minutes, and it is just the front 3, so that rider in no man's land has been picked back up by the peloton. If there were 2, I would go for the additional point here, but there's no point. Those 3 are going to easily get it. Matthias Brandl, Cornelis, and Joar pick up the points, and they've had all the points so far. Alright, so 30k to go. Things are going to pick up here big time. 2 riders left on the front, just over a minute ahead. They shouldn't stay away much longer, as long as they've had to ride out on their own. And with the intensity here, you can see just how quickly we're pulling them back in. And there we go. We are inside 11k to the finish line now. And now those riders have been caught. You can see a few riders trying to give some sort of breakaway. We've got the IKEA guys here riding off the front. Wow, even at a 94, I'm sliding backwards here. Okay, so 5k to go now. There's a lead out for Kofidis for Nasser Bouani. He's got 2 guys with him. Here's Gaviria, so that is the quick step. And they're already going. There's still 1.9k to go. Oh, it's all lead out trains. So Erik Stibar, Soren Krag Andersen, Rolands, Halverson, Gaviria there, and of course Bouani. So Gaviria and Bouani are the ones that seem to have an actual train, so they'll still have a chance as they approach the 1k banner. But this leaves me with absolutely no hope of getting a top 10 when off goes everyone else and we're all just left in the dust. Alright, so 1k to go. I'll sprint towards the end. Here's the sprint of everybody else. Pierre Roland, Barbier, Kreuzweig, Alaphilippe. Gaviria gets the win for Quick Step Floors. And what happened to Bouani all the way down at 6th? That is quite surprising that he only managed to get 6th with his lead out train there. Zednik Stibar, that's not Erik Stibar. Barbaro Rolands Halverson takes 2nd, so should not be any time differences, though there was a little gap to that breakaway group, to the sprinters. Got my teammates all over the back end of the top 20. I finished 33rd, and everybody's on the same time besides a few riders at the back. And we're going to head on to stage number 2. See that I'm at decent fitness right now, fairly fresh, and not very tired at all. So we're in a relatively good state for that. So this is seen as a Mount Climber stage, but it's hard to really see it as that. It's a little punchy. And this, excuse me, is a decent climb, but it's not that serious of a climb. And there you go. I actually see me as the favorite with that mountain climbing ability of 83. Okay, that makes sense. Alaphilippe, very much punchy hill guy these days. Hugh Carthy. So my teammate and I look to be among the favorites. There's Kruzvik, George Bennett, Tish Manut, and another one for my team, Michael Woods. This gives us a really good chance as we have 3 guys inside that top 10. But I don't like this profile so much. Yes, we can leave a lot of guys behind on this climb, but a lot will catch back up before the finish. So they might have me pegged as a favorite, but this just doesn't look to be the profile that they are claiming it to be. And I think a decent guy like, say, Alaphilippe is going to have a lot better chance at taking this stage than I would, as I don't know how long this final climb is, but it can't be more than 4 or 5K. It's definitely not going to be for the sprinters or anyone like that. It will be a pretty select group. We'll see how select it is. I would say there could still be a good 25 or 30 riders at the end. Oh, we got Pierre Roland too. So I've got 4 team members in the top 10 favorites.
The riders were carrying wide smiles. It goes without saying that it was neither the sprinters nor those who prefer the flat. Yes, it was the climbers. And the reasons were obvious. With today's conditions, the spotlight will be on them.
Teammate. Teammate. Seriously? I'm the favorite for the stage, but I'm the teammate who's got to work 25K at the front of the group. See if I actually get any credit for this right now.
He's making a break for it. Will it prove to be too early?
That is a big group, and I'm somehow away at the moment. I didn't even attack. Yeah, Alaphilippe is not a guy who should be in the breakaway group.
Attack! It's a good moment to show the team colors.
So you see things are a little chaotic now. They keep splitting. I'm in a group of 30 already with 10 off the front. Still racing to get away, and they're just right there. We're just about to catch them. Now just one rider away. Heading into the tunnel there. Given credit for just 1K so far, even though I've been kind of pulling the whole group for the most part, except for right now. Still just 33 riders, so there's a small chance that we could open a gap and never see the main peloton and always have just these 33 riders, which would be amazing because I've got 5 right here and Hugh Carthy's out of the group. You could see that I have control of the whole group right now. Yeah, it's back together. Pace slowed. We're already on a climb for now.
attacked from inside their breakaway group.
Okay, so breakaway group's now at 7 riders. They are a minute ahead. And they are already attacking the climb here. Ooh, there's a little split there. That's 5 members. See, I would love that. Taking like a team time trial. Especially with as strong as we are on the climbs.
They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
Very much starting as a weird stage though. So race day condition is a 0, so everything's balanced for me. No pluses, no minuses. Ooh, you know, that big Cat 2 climb actually isn't even very steep. The final climb has a few slightly steeper sections, but I really don't think this actually caters to the climbers so much. I mean, it certainly doesn't cater to sprinters, but... Alright, so with that one group caught, we now have just over a minute to the front 7, and finally, I'm at the front of the group here, giving that chase. I've actually closed him down a bit. Ooh, puncture for Alorza in the breakaway group, so he's out. They had already dropped one man who couldn't keep pace. Oh, that was the guy off on his own first. That kind of makes sense. He had to ride hard. I'm at 3K now. Go a little faster here for a little bit. So just 5 riders left, a little over a minute away. And as I continue to pull, I'm actually going to soften up here a bit. So I am getting my time on the front here in finally. So 65 allows me to rest and recover. So I'm at 7K. Sad thing is I'm wasting energy when I could be supposedly the favorite to win the stage. And yet the team doesn't favor me, but I've got to build that favor with the team. Remember, I ended on a bad note last season as I was out for 3.5 months with a torn muscle and never could regain the favor at the end of the season as I only had a few races to go. And then I started this season again with low manager favorability, so I've got to build that up. I've got to play the teammate role to do that. Alright, so 66 isn't getting anything done. Let's try a 68, maybe a 70 to get us back on the front. Peloton's actually down to 80 riders here. Still pretty early in this stage. You can see there's a good gap behind us. So there are riders that are never going to come back. We've got 2.5 minutes between the Peloton and the first chase group. Of course, that's to the front right here at Stivar. So Stivar back, but we're not going to be spread out, certainly by 2 minutes. Ooh, well, never mind. We are. Apparently, we are spread out by exactly 2 minutes from front to back. But here we go. Back onto the climb. I'm back on the front here, so we're at 9Ks on the front now.
The pack is back on level terms with the breakaway group.
Oh, we caught the breakaway group too, so I literally am leading the entire field. Let's make sure I'm still getting credit here. Yes, I am.
It's survival of the fittest, and evolution doesn't seem to favor those in the rear. There's a growing list of riders left behind.
Peloton's down to 49 riders. So this is actually really good for us. The steep climb's still coming later, and we could end up with a relatively small group by the end of that. But I need to still take care of myself here at some point and make sure that I'm still in the group. That's 15K on the front, so I'm over halfway now. I'm going to have to recover on the descent a bit. Rada takes a turn on the front. Nearly to the 3/4 mark. Okay, already recovering a bit on this downhill, even though I'm still riding second wheel and now on the front. There we go, 3/4 mark. $21K now, and I'm going to go ahead and recover. I want to be fully fresh at the base of that climb because I plan on doing some damage.
I think I saw a few riders on the ground.
So we're going to speed things up a little bit
A rider has fallen.
because we already are down to just 49 riders. And there's 10 given chase that may catch back up, but that's still a pretty select group already. There's the full recovery, so I'm going to work my way back to the front now. I got 3K to go on that workload, and up over this Category 2 climb, I want to make this peloton hurt a bit. Not a terrible amount, but if we get it down to 15 riders or 20 riders, we'll be in great shape for the that final run. Alright, oh gosh, we're halfway up it already. Now I'm going out of the front. A little false flat here, halfway up. 24K, so Harada and Dombrowski are working with me. Army is trying, but he's going to get dropped. Peloton's now down to 41 riders, and my entire team is amongst it. So 35 now. Army's one of the ones dropped. My team's looking particularly strong, but there's Alaphilippe right behind me.
Falling behind. A team leader is falling behind.
Ooh, I did go over first. Nice. I picked up 12 points for going over first. Borowski just behind me. I also hit my mark now, so 25K on the front. And we got a peloton down to 29 riders, so call that a job done. I'm going to recover and see what I could do about the end. Carthy's looking strong because he's been shielded all along. I've got nobody to give orders to. If he's out of the group, then it is me. But as long as he's in the group, he's the leader. And we've got 6 riders left out of 29. So there's only 23 other riders from the entire remainder of the field outside of my team. Speed things up here to the valley. I'm fully recovered. I'm now as strong as Carthy. Wood's also looking pretty good. And Roland's looking pretty good, which we're the ones who were seen as stronger riders. There's Harada and Dombrowski also looking good. I've got such a strong team. Army's like our one guy who is not a climber. Alright, coming up on a sprint point. I don't know if I want to contest this. No reason to waste energy. Peloton back up to 33. I knew some riders would catch up to us, but 2 riders almost 2 minutes back. 1 rider another 20 seconds behind there, and it's whoever's the yellow jersey. Let's see, Gaviria. Yeah, Gaviria.
The riders are entering the last 15 kilometers of the stage.
Those 3 guys have come together now, but they're not going to get back up here. So now, 14K to go, and I'm still well short of that final, so it's really only the last few K that climb's going to be, but you can see just how far the field is spread out, as there are a lot of riders still up on the mountain. Now, I would have my team attacking. I would be sacrificing a couple guys to ride hard right now, and we are not. The pace is not hot at all. We're just going 40k per hour at the moment. We could easily be pushing another 15. I would actually be treating this like a sprint train if I were in control of the team. I'd have in the front attacking. Alright, well, here we go. Here comes the 5K banner. You could see the hill up ahead. And you could see the climb around the corner, around that bend. It looks like we are starting to ramp up. We're up to 0.4 degrees, and you could see where it really starts to pick up. After this intersection, we're going to start going up, up, up. And that's 3K to go. I'm going to start working my way towards the front. And there we go, 2.5K to go. Now this is, like I said, they say this is for mountain climbers. It's not. This is punchy. Okay, I'm going to go 90. We're down to 1K. I'm fresh. Go, go, go. Sprint, 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 sprint. Come on, come on. Carthy's right at the front. I'm coming right with him almost. I'm looking top 5. Hugh Carthy gets a win. Tish Benut second. Betancourt. I got 4th ahead of Alaphilippe by just a fraction of a wheel. So 4th place, Hugh Carthy gets the win on the stage. So that is an excellent result for us with 1st and 4th. And to hold Alaphilippe to 5th when this is absolutely his kind of finish. As that was totally a hill and not a climb. Krosvik 10th. Michael Woods gets 11th. Bennett gets 12th. Dombrowski's down there at 17th. And Harada 20th. So my team gets a really good result. But that's a great result for Tish Benut in 2nd for Wanty Group Gobert. And Carlos Betancourt for Movie Star in 3rd. Alright. A lot of riders left to finish, so this will take a minute. But 4th place. It's a really good result for a stage that, yes, they might have picked me as a favorite, but that wasn't a mountain. If it was a mountain, that would have been a totally different matter. That was a hill. It wasn't steep. It was very short. That was a hill climb at the end, so that was absolutely for a puncher, and I'm not a puncher. See, my hill climbing is 75. My sprint is a 58. My accelerations is 70, but my,
We've selected the following highlights for you.
Could have been a little closer to the front at the start of that sprint, but I worked my way through the field well. Hugh Carthy just really flew through. I mean, that's more his strength than mine, so I see why he was picked as the leader and not me. But the fact that I was forced to be a teammate, not a co-leader, was a little unfortunate. But I did my work and finished 4th. So that makes me 13th overall. You can see the top 6 have time bonuses, and 4 of those are my teammates, with Hugh Carthy now leading the race. Pierre Roland, Jesus Harada, and Joe Dombrowski all have picked up a 2nd here or there, and then I'm in 13th. And I do lead the mountain climber. There weren't any points there at the end, so leading over the top of the category 2, just ahead of Joe Dombrowski, I picked up 12 points. And the under 25s, just 4 of us left in that front group. So excellent 1st in the mountain climbers, 4th on the stage. Hugh Carthy getting 1st. That was an awesome stage. I pick up 37 points, and manager satisfaction jumps to 96. So that was a good day in the office. And the office was beautiful. The weather was very nice. And now, this is much more a mountain climber stage than the last one. A little surprising that the last one was seen as a mountain climbers and this is seen as a hilly stage. But there you go. Here's that confirmation that Alaphilippe is the puncher. But I'm also picked among the favorites, as is Tige Benoot, who, there you go, there's that puncher who got second. Kruiswijk and Carthy and Woods, Bennett, same suspects, really. Same group here at the top. So we've got a pretty select group of who the top racers are. And I could see my 13th place move up a bit in this stage, unless I'm assigned to be a teammate again, and I spend most of the stage wasting energy at the front. You know, with all of those riders on my team picking up those little 1 second bonuses, 2 second bonuses, I'm actually down the order quite a bit, even though I'm in 13th overall. Just 10 seconds off the lead. Maybe, as I'm first in the mountain climbers jersey, maybe they send me in the breakaway to take the jersey. That would be interesting. We'll see what we end up with.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. The route is fairly hilly, so there should be plenty of action.
Alaphilippe's an 83 overall average. It's a lot better than my 79. Puncher! Fortune favors the brave. They want me to be a puncher and finish top 5 in the stage. Possibly join a breakaway. Okay, so yeah, they want me in a late breakaway. I could go early. So they want me to defend the mountain climbers jersey, really, but they want me to go for the stage more than the jersey. But here's a breakaway group. I'm going to see if they'll let me get in it. Nope, Peloton's really trying to give me chase. The moment I went, the Peloton went too. Nope, I've already been caught. They're not letting me get away. I'm too strong, too high placed. It's kind of what I had figured anyway. Just wasting energy if I attack. So I'm not going to be able to be in that breakaway group. I'm just flat out not going to be allowed.
And he's not going to be able to carry on. Let's hope it doesn't jeopardize the rest of his season. Riders are falling off the back. It's not a good moment to be going through.
But at least I don't have to lead the Peloton. But I'm not going to make the breakaway, which means boss ain't going to be happy. I could still get that top 5 in the stage. And I could maybe force a breakaway on these 2 category 2 climbs here. But they're really not that steep. There's the steepest climb. And that's the category 4 climb. Steepest climb of the day is the lowest categorized climb on the day. That makes a lot of sense, right? Okay, Peloton's at 85 riders, so it's already shrunk a lot here. Now, let's see. Where are we at on... there's a lot of riders. Couldn't even tell you. Okay, so Navarro's getting caught. I might attack on that category 4 and force my way out of the group. Peloton has shrunk so much. I mean, it certainly would be capable, and there's a good recovery period after. There's still just 4 riders 5 riders off the front. Bouet, Santa Romita, Maurice. I don't know who the front 2 are, but yeah, that was already all the points.
That's really a punchy attack.
Peloton's shrinking. 45 riders. Pace has been so much. Oh, Gaviria's trying to attack Pierre Roland there. There's Alaphilippe right behind me. Just 4 riders left out in front, and we're pretty close to all of them. Okay, here we go. We're going to go on the attack. Let's see what happens.
He's going to take them on by himself.
Alright, so 1 rider left on the front. Ooh, Peloton's chasing me. I'm away for now. We'll see. Gap opens, but they're trying to close it down, so you can see they are trying to give me chase. Second over the top here is worth some points, though. And who's left up here? Ulanev. I don't even know who he is. Will he stay with me? He's not working now. 34 seconds. Peloton's only got 19 riders in it, so I actually wouldn't mind if we get caught, because that's really 21 riders. That's a very small group with 4 climbs left to go. I need water while I can. We've opened up to 45 seconds. So, Ulanev, tell me about yourself. You are very well-rounded. 73 hill climber, 74 acceleration, fighters a 75. Resistance, 72 climbing, 72 on the flat. Shoulders are bobbing really bad for him though, but lead has opened up some 50 seconds. Only 19 riders to give chase, which means it's a pretty small group. That's going to give respite to Hugh Carthy and Dabrowski and Army. They're not going to have to give chase. So this could be really good for my team as a whole, as they comprise 3 out of 19 slots. I make that 4 out of 21 in the front, which means we have nearly a quarter of the front group. It's down to 28 seconds, so they are given that chase. However, we are also on the flat, which is not my strength, so we'll see as we go up this next category 2. It's a little bit steep there. I could certainly pick up a lot of points. Ooh, and we've been caught.
He seemed to have neither the energy nor the courage to keep
We
going.
were caught for a moment there. He's gone. He's back in the peloton. They're right behind us. I think I need to get myself back into the group here. Oh yeah, there's Army now. We got 5. There's 21. Okay, time to recover. Time to recover. Army goes to the front now. Protecting me? Oh, thank you, sir. And Dabrowski's going to lead the whole group with Hugh Carthy now. This is going to allow me to recover a bit. Oop, well, it was fun while it lasted. He goes to the front. Alright, so just 21 riders. There are 15 giving chase, though, only a minute behind. So we very well could be caught. This would be a good time to pull away from them, but I'm not in no condition to do that. I'm going to have to recover on the upcoming downhill. I should safely make it over the top here, I would think. We are up to 27 riders now. 6 riders caught us. Another 6 are close. But a couple guys going off the back, 21 riders, so not everybody's handling this climb. Myself included, really. I'm looking a little weak at the moment. So Dombrowski goes to the top of the mountain climbers standings. I do pick up a few points, even though I did not attack there. 1 rider off the front. Not worried about that. We've got 20 now, and there's a 2-minute gap to the next 20, so looks like this select group is probably going to stay pretty select here. Who is the one guy? Mamikin, Army on the front. Some of the names in here. Oh, what's going on here? Splitting. This little false flat. It's back together. There's Alaphilippe. Let's have a look around. Soren Krage Anderson. There's Belda. There's Alaphilippe. Carthy. In the yellow, there's Ulanov. So Russen Geshka, Simon Geshka. George Bennett. There's Tish Benut, Pete Keniek, De La Cruz hanging onto the back. See, we are strung out. Rosevike, Barbaro, Rossetto, Gell. We got an attack right now. That was for the sprint points. Barbaro's going for it. Pick up pace here a little bit. Not fully recovered, but I recovered some. Hugh Carthy's looking strong. Dombrowski is doing all right for somebody who's been leading at the front quite a bit. Army, on the other hand, is right on the edge. He is shielding me for now, helping me get back to the top, so that's good. Those 2 climbs are coming up, and this group of 21 could very well shrink a lot further by the end of that climb. And looking at the profile here, the second climb can do some damage. It's a bit steeper, but the first climb is steep enough. The technically penultimate climb to the finish can actually shrink things further, but a lot of people will have some time to recover. Group of 10 are actually getting awfully close to us, and I do not like that, but they're having to race harder than we are right now, so they're not going to be fresh. I am recovered now, so and Sander Army's recovering as well, so that's actually not a good sign that everybody's doing better. And here is where things are going to start to go up a little bit. Quick little false flat first, and then we're going to be going up here in a moment. Okay, around that bend, it should start to go up. Okay, so Dombrowski now working on protecting Hugh Carthy. Army right at the front. Now we're up to 31 riders, which was what I was worried about. I'm going to go at an 82 and pick the pace up on this thing. Immediately somebody falls off the back. 27.
Watch out, a team leader is falling behind.
26. This is my job right now. Team didn't assign it, but I know that this is our best chance here. 25. Everybody's barely keeping up with me right now, but let's recover. So I'm going to let off there. 24. Now it's Gaviria pulling for Alaphilippe, and he's actually trying to race away. Didn't get away though. 23 riders. Hofstede. Okay, 1.5K to go to the top. And I would like those points. So we're going to go back to pole. This will put me back on top of the standings here. Now we'll back off, and there we go. 1 point lead over Dombrowski, who was right there with me. So he and I are running away with that thing as we've doubled up on Alaphilippe and Ulanov. 22 riders now, so this group has gotten quite select. Dombrowski, Carthy, and I are left in this group. So our advantage has shrunk a bit as there's just 3 now. And I'm not in a position to lead out on this one. But the group's actually still shrinking, so 22 riders. $3.5K to go to the top here. And I'm actually recovering as we go uphill. That's pretty special. Alright, 1.3. Work my way to the front. And pull. Right over the top. Big points. 35 now, but Dombrowski's still just 3 points behind, but he and I are picking up the bulk of the points. 21 riders, so we lose just 1. Plenty of time for me to recover. It's Gaviria we lost, and Gaviria very well could catch back up as he's only 40 seconds down. He's not a concern, he's no climber. It's pretty amazing that he's been able to hang with us this long. And I've already recovered. But not as strong as Carthy or Dombrowski as I've done the most work here. But nobody has a whole lot left. Ooh, we're down to 13. There was a fall in this group. So we're down to just a few guys. It is pretty big names though. We got Keniak, Kruiswijk, Craig Anderson, Tish Benut, George Bennett, Hugh Carthy, Alaphilippe, myself, Dombrowski, we got Miguel and Rosetto. So there's only a few non-big names left in this elite group of 13. We're about to hit the base for this final push, this final climb, and then you got one last little push to the end. So we want to make sure we stay with the group. Want to mark some sort of attack, and there's already Rosetto I'm not worried about. There goes Alaphilippe. Try to follow Pete Keniak.
What's going on? Several riders are flat on the ground.
Alaphilippe's the strongest puncher by far, so alright, time to use.
There's a report over the radio of a rider coming off his bike, but apparently he's back in the saddle.
There's Carthy.
Riders are entering the last 5 kilometers of the stage.
3 guys off the front, which means I'm not going to finish top 2 here in the stage, but I very well could still finish in 4th. Now it's time to attack. There's the 1K banner. We're getting awfully close to it. These guys are all sprinting already. Too early.
Who's going to be the first of the line today?
Oh, see? Even I. Nothing left there.
That's just
I'm in the top 10.
He really was
Tish Benut gets the win. Alaphilippe takes second. Craig Anderson takes third. George Bennett fourth. Rawson hangs on for fifth. Strong finish for him. Keniak sixth. Carthy seventh. Kruiswijk. I get 10th with Hofstede. Dombrowski takes 13th. So Definitely inside the top 10 here. That'll be good for the standings. Huge gaps as things got split pretty early on this one, which was a little surprising how early it split. And again, they called this a hill stage. So top 10, top 10's good, and I picked up a lot of points in the mountain climbers. Hugh Carthy's probably not in the lead anymore though. I would imagine Tieshmanut is, yeah, 26-second gap outside of those three. I get a 50-second gap, so that should put me right around 9th or 10th. So there you go. Tieshmanut into the lead. Alaphilippe is second. Craig Anderson third. Carthy is now fourth. And I do move into the top 10 in 9th place at 1:03 with Dombrowski in 10th. Okay, sprints. I'm 6th. Tieshmanut leading that one. I lead the mountain climbers by 3 points over Dombrowski. Looks like Alaphilippe picked up 6 points on the final climb. Under 25s, I have a 1:52 lead over Ulanov. That is awesome. And the team standings, we have an almost 5-minute lead over Quickstep Flores. And then 11 minutes to Cofidis. That's a good day in the office. This, not seen as a good day in the office, as they wanted me in the top 5. I got 10th. They wanted me in the breakaway group. I did end up in the breakaway group for 21K, but that's just missing the halfway mark, so it's only seen as a poor evaluation. But first in the mountain climbers, first in the youth standings, adds up to 11 and +2. So they took it as a mixed bag kind of day. And we have one stage left here in this race. And it's a simple sprint stage. So nothing's going to change on this stage. I will hang on to the under 25s. I will hang on to the mountain climbers jersey as long as Dombrowski isn't in the breakaway group. So I'll keep an eye out for that. But otherwise, I will have a 9th place finish, under 25s, and mountain climbers jersey. So that'll be a pretty good scoring day for myself. But I'm going to go ahead and do this stage off camera as I am out of time. Thanks for sticking with me through this episode. I know it's a bit slower pace without the cuts, but you can see we're back to the sprinters on this one anyway, so nothing lost on this stage anyway. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.